My peoples, y'all already know what this is, man. Welcome to Box Center. I'm your host, Jay Smith. We're gonna do what we do, man. We're gonna talk boxing. Um, yo, it was a great weekend of boxing, my peoples. Um, a lot of good fights. Multiple people got slept, and you know, we got some we got some spectacular performances from some of the fighters that we expected that from. So we're gonna talk about that, my peoples. Get with me. Get with me, my peoples. Some little beats. So damn, man, Khalil Cole, man, I was not expecting that. Start off with that fight, man. Did you guys see? Um, Khalil Cole, I can't remember the name of his opponent, but yo, Buddy showed up to fight. Um, it was the type of fight that in the first round, you kind of felt like Khalil was the better boxer. You felt like he was, technically sharper and at least to me, it looked like he was going to dominate. It looked like he was going to run through this guy and probably stop him early. Well, what happened is that number one, you notice that this guy was taking Khalil's punches and not reacting in a way like you felt like, okay, he's really hurt or they're gonna get him out of there. He was, handling the punishment just fine. And he started, landing his own shots. Crazy thing is that he dropped Khalil early in the fight, and it looks like Khalil Cole's plan almost started to just unravel slowly but surely, and he ended up just throwing one punch at a time. Like a lot of times he would throw this loopy right hand, like he was like a haymaker, like he's just trying to knock him out with one shot. And whenever he did land that punch, yo, Buddy just ate those like nothing, like and just kept fighting. And it's one of these type of fights where you're watching it, and it seems like Khalil Cole is the more talented fighter in the ring, but he's there with someone that's willing to outwork him. He's there with somebody who is ready to go all out every second of every round. And you saw it, man. Slowly but surely, Khalil, he didn't have the energy to keep up that pace. He started getting hit with bigger shots, and eventually he got stopped. Got dropped multiple times and stopped. That's something that you see in boxing, man. Sometimes the favorite, they don't just run through their opponent like we expected. A lot of times fans feel like, if you're known or if you're famous or if you're supposed to be elite, you're gonna run through all of your opponents. It doesn't really play out that way, my peoples. Um, Daniel, sí, lo que pasa es que eso se graba y la gente puede venir después a verlo. Um, Tengo videos también en español por si acaso. So my peoples, listen, Khalil Cole, he got upset. His first loss. Hopefully, he's able to come back. Hopefully, I feel like he has the skill set to actually become a champion. Khalil Cole can fight. He got power. He got power in both hands. This is a minor setback, and let's see how it plays out for him going forward. Now, Khalil Cole, that was an upset. We were not expecting that. Yo, did you guys see Abdullah Mason fighting this weekend? Yo, we may have gotten the round of the year with Abdullah Mason. Y'all think about that. He got dropped in the first round. After getting dropped, he was able to recover quickly and dropped his opponent with a monster right uppercut. Was it a right uppercut? I think it was a right or a left. I can't remember. But he dropped him with an uppercut. And maybe he got a little bit careless because Abdullah, he tried to kind of finish him right then and there. And he caught a counter shot, a left hook and dropped again for the second time. So now, once Abdullah dropped for the second time, he still got up and he still took it to his opponent. The round finished. This is in the first round. So in the first round, we saw all that action where, Abdullah's dropped twice. He dropped his opponent. In the second round, Abdullah Mason went out for the finish and just brutally just put the beats on his opponent to win with a second round knockout. So there you have it. An amazing performance from Abdullah Mason. Young boy, 22 years old and doing him. So y'all already see it, my peoples. Abdullah Mason is going to be a big problem in the division. He's real young. I don't think that they have to rush him. I don't think that they have to be chasing a title shot right now. Everybody wants to be a champion right away. I think they're doing a great job with Abdullah. They, stepping up his competition, and he's showing out. Every time he goes up there, he's there to, show out. And he's doing it. So shout out to Abdullah Mason and his team. They doing what they need to do to get him where I think he's gonna go eventually, and that's to become a world champion. Having said that, my peoples, we have to talk because I just said, okay, Abdullah Mason probably had, or arguably had, the round of the year with that first round this weekend. Both of them got dropped. He dropped his opponent twice. He got dropped once, and they just traded some nasty leather. So that round has to be in contention for round of the year. But how about Keyshawn Davis? We have to take into consideration that both Abdullah Mason and Keyshawn Davis stopped their opponent in the second round. Jose Emilio Hernandez, saludo, hermanito mío. So if they both, stop their opponent in the second round, we can make some comparisons, right? In the case of Keyshawn Davis, his opponent showed up 6 pounds overweight, my peoples. 6 pounds overweight. That can be a factor. That's something that can affect, how a fighter takes their punches or how much more easier they can take someone else's punches because they're bigger. So those are factors to take into consideration. He had a 6-pound advantage on Keyshawn Davis the day before the fight. I don't know for the win, how that played out. But from round one, this guy came out aggressive. He came out, Gustavo Limas. He came out, throwing big punches and looking like he was trying to walk Keyshawn down. But you already know when it comes to boxing, there's levels. And Keyshawn uses footwork, uses feints, uses his timing to just absolutely destroy Limas. That was a devastating knockout. You could see that Limas just was levels below Keyshawn Davis as far as speed, as far as skills, and he just got dominated. Now, once that fight finished, who did Keyshawn Davis call out? Tank Davis. The other Davis. I'd like to see it. I do find it interesting, though, because we know that Shakur Stevenson has been trying to get that fight with Tank Davis. He has been calling him out. And Shakur and Keyshawn, they're friends. They're very close. So I'm wondering, could that be a situation that causes friction in between them? Because I know that Shakur won the Tank fight. And Shakur's been a champion in multiple divisions, been a champion for a long time. So, obviously it's fair to say that Shakur is more deserving of a Tank fight than Keyshawn Davis. Now, if I'm Shakur Stevenson, and that's my boy, that's my man's in him, like I think that is, I will holler at him. Like, yo, my God, I've been a champion for a hot minute. I've been trying to get this fight. Yo, don't call him out, my boy, because I'm trying to get this. You got to take steps to get to the big fight. You haven't won a title yet. You haven't fought a big name yet. Take those steps. You want to go straight for Tank. I've been beating the champions in different divisions. I've been unifying titles. I deserve that shot, bro. That's what I would say if I was Shakur. But, boxing is a business. I'm not sure, how they feel about the fact that they both want to fight Tank. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna eventually cause friction between them two. By the way, my peoples, I'm giving you the best boxing content, period. Go ahead, man. Hit that like button, subscribe. Activo, yo. Go ahead, man. Go to sleep, my peoples. Good night. Appreciate you jumping in. Even if it's for 5 seconds, man. If you come through, check out Box Center. I'm always gonna appreciate it. You have a good night, my brother. Um, so again, my people, the situation with Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson, I don't know how that's gonna develop because they both want to fight Tank Davis, and let's just see. Let's just see how that plays out. So Shakur and Keyshawn both want to fight Tank, right? We'll see what Tank decides to do. But here's another interesting future matchup that I want to see, and I know a lot of people want to see. Abdullah Mason versus Floyd Schofield. A lot of people want to see that fight. Of course, I'm included. The only thing is that these guys, they're young, and with the way that boxing, business wise has been playing out, young top guns, they hardly face each other. It's hard, for me to picture Abdullah and Kid Austin, mixing it up at this stage in their career. I see that more of a fight that they will build up, for a few years, and maybe they could both be champions at the same time and fight for a unification or even undisputed. I can picture that scenario playing out. But I'd like to see them fight soon. I'd like to see them fight next or sometime in 2025. Just because they're both very skilled, they both got pop, they got power in both hands, and they've gone back and forth, or at least Abdullah has expressed interest, like, yo, come holla at me. And I don't see that same interest from Floyd Schofield. Like, he's wanted to go after Shakur, and I'm not sure after who else, but he's never really shown any interest to want to fight Abdullah Mason. So I'm wondering, does he want that fight? I don't know. But I would love to see that fight. Telling you right now, my peoples, Floyd Schofield versus Abdullah Mason, that's going to be a huge fight. And then just the magic question, my peoples. The magic question for two fighters. What is next for Terrence Crawford, and what is next for Canelo Alvarez? I mean, so far, Canelo doesn't have an opponent. We don't know who he's going to fight next. And then when it comes to Bud Crawford, we know he wants Canelo. We know he's been calling him out. We know even his Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh stated that he's back in that fight. So, if Canelo decides not to fight Bud, I'm interested in seeing who he's gonna fight next. What option is he gonna choose? Because I think Canelo at this point in his career, we know he's close to retirement. He doesn't have too many fights left. So who is he going to fight? I think that he doesn't have too many options for an attractive fight. Like a mega fight. There aren't too many options. And Crawford, we're talking about a 2-division undisputed champion, a 4-division champion, a unified champion. That's the guy to fight. That's the guy with the resume to make that mega fight. That's just my opinion, my people. That's all I'm saying. That's my personal opinion in case you disagree. Don't get your feelings hurt. You already know what this is, my peoples. By the way, this weekend, y'all know there was a lot of good boxing. I spoke about it. Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason fought, and there was a lot of good fights. Check out the videos that I uploaded about those fights, my peoples. There's some new videos that I put up recently. And these fights were awesome. There was action packed fight this weekend. This was the type of card, that as a boxing fan, you're going to enjoy. Anyway, when people, you got Keyshawn Davis and Abdullah Mason and Khalil Cole on the same card, they're going to bang it out. There's going to be, explosive matchups. So this weekend, did not disappoint. I was all over it. You know what I'm saying? I had to check out all those fights. I had to create that content for you guys, and it's already up. So you guys have to check it out and see what I'm talking about. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Box Center, my people. This is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show for a reason. I just want to say, man, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm in the Dominican Republic. It's 2:37 in the morning, so I don't know what time is it where you are, but it's late over here. And I just want to say thank you guys for hopping on with me. Y'all already know what this is, man. I'm your connections. I'm your plug. Subscribe to Box Center for the best boxing content that you ever seen. Yo, I'm Jay Smith. I'm your host. I'm getting the hell out of here, but I promise you, I'll be back tomorrow. So go ahead, subscribe so you don't miss out what I got for you. Peace.